It's always a pleasure to have my buddy, my brother, Sid Rosenberg on. Big hit in New York, WABC #1 morning show. That's a big deal. Very, very dear friend. So, Sid, I want you to give us a briefing, the nation, if you will, on what's the status of that mayoral race with the Marxist, Islamist, Jew hater, Sliwa. Adams looks like he really ought to drop out, and Cuomo. What do you see there?
Well, first of all, you say these nice things about me, and you mean it. I want your audience to know Mark means it. He's the nicest person ever, okay? Sorry, Sean, he's right there with you. But really, the honor is mine. I mean, you are, in my opinion, the greatest at this ever. So thank you for the kind words, but I'm the one who's honored to be on your show tonight. And I can tell you this, right now, Mark Levin, you'll appreciate this. I'm in a very fancy place in the borough of Staten Island, New York. Now, I'm in a private room so I can do this conversation. But right outside the doors, there's about 200 people, and there's a young councilman named Frank Morano. He used to do a radio show at WABC.
I remember that, yeah.
You know him, he won a city council seat. But also here tonight is the aforementioned Curtis Sliwa. So Curtis and I do a lot together. He's on my morning show about 3 days a week. He remains my enthusiastic choice for mayor of New York City. I did have Mayor Eric Adams on the program yesterday. I did have lunch with Andrew Cuomo last week. But the truth is, right now, Mark, gun to my head, and I hate saying this, because I do think Curtis has a legitimate chance to win. I really do. But gun to my head, right now, tonight, who's the next mayor of New York City? I hate to say it, the terrorist, socialist, communist, Marxist, Mamdani.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's possible. See, I do want to be careful. I don't want to encourage people to stay home, and I understand your point totally. But he's definitely in the lead. He's in the lead by a lot. But I was looking at the polling numbers, and they can be off, Sid, but I was looking at them. If you add up Cuomo, Adams, and Sliwa, they're pretty much the same number as him, which is why they really, in my view, need to get behind one of them. But I don't think anybody's going to drop out, do you?
No, you just nailed it. And I asked Mayor Adams that yesterday, and he's not going to lie to me. Look, the truth is, Mark, he's the incumbent, okay? He's got a lot of money coming in. All the real estate money, for example, that left Andrew Cuomo, it's going to Eric Adams. So he's banking cash right now, okay? On top of that, if he does lose, so what? Odds are President Trump will give him a job. So I don't see Mayor Adams backing out. Again, he's the incumbent. He's got money coming in. Curtis Sliwa's not backing out. He's the only Republican in the race. He's the only guy, Mark, who's actually surging in the polls. So he's not backing out. The only question remains Andrew Cuomo. Now, Cuomo is in second place, and he's been in second place the whole way, right? He got over 400,000 votes in the primary. He still lost by 13 points, but he got over 400,000 votes. So he's formidable. But the truth is, there's no real path to victory. And a lot of his money has left him and gone to Adams and Curtis. So he's the wild card. Will Andrew Cuomo stay in? I still think he does. I had lunch with Cuomo 2 weeks ago, and he said, why would I drop out? I'm in second place. I'm the only guy right now, less than 10 points behind Mamdani. So all that long-winded answer to your question, Mark Levin, was no. Realistically, despite the clamoring and the yelling, everybody needs to unite, get together. No one is dropping out, not anytime soon, certainly not till long after Labor Day.
Now, this weasel, this Mamdani, by the way, he won't come on my show, and I guess he won't come on your show?
Oh, I don't want him. Listen.
I want him. I want a piece of him. I got to be honest with you.
Listen, you're better than I am at that. Let's be honest, Mark. I mean, you're better. I actually, I draw the line at certain people. I know it sounds crazy. I've had Cuomo on. I've had Adams on. But when you get to the point where I think you're a real scumbag, like a real degenerate piece of garbage who hates the Jewish people, who hates this country, who hates our dear friend President Trump, I don't want you. So, for example, I never tried to get Joe Biden. I never tried to get Kamala Harris. I don't want any part of Kathy Hochul, and I want no part of Mamdani. So I'll talk to the other three, and if he wins, trust me, I got a lot of power. That morning show is 4 hours every morning. I will do the best I can to make that bastard's life miserable every morning.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting. In his case, I'd love to have him on, but he's not going to come on.
No.
He's a propagandist, and he's an inch deep. For instance, I have some basic questions to ask him, like exactly how you're going to run this grocery store, who's going to work there, how you're going to price the food, how you're going to buy the food, what kind of food. I mean, there's 1,000 different questions I have just about basic stuff. It's not so easy to run a grocery store, you know?
It doesn't matter. Look, you're on WABC right now 2 hours a night, and New Yorkers love you. Just so you know, your audience, New Yorkers love Mark Levin. And we've got the same boss, John Katzimatidis. And guess what? He owns grocery stores. He owns Christini's and D'Agostino's in New York. And he has threatened to actually go out of business if Mamdani wins. But the truth is, Mark, it doesn't matter what he says. He has come up with all these ideas. He has very little legislative authority to do any of it. Maybe 5% of what he's talking about he can actually do. But guess what he does well? He hates Jews. And I know I can't believe I'm saying this, Mark, but in New York City, where I was born, bar mitzvahed, and I thought this was the safest place on the earth for Jews next to Israel, in New York City right now, hating Jews is cool. It's chic. So forget about all of his ideas with supermarkets and bankrupting. If you hate Jews in New York, you're a popular. I know you can't believe this, Mark, right? You're a popular figure. That's how scary this is right now.
That is so strange. So strange, because obviously the Jewish population is significant. I guess, there's a huge Jewish population in South Florida. I guess a lot of these folks are going to be moving out of New York and populating Florida.
Both of those populations, Mark, I hate to tell you, they're not Jews like Mark Levin, okay?
No. No. In South Florida, where the Orthodox Jews have moved, many of them, just like Brooklyn, they're actually quite conservative there. They're DeSantis supporters and Trump supporters down there. I can't speak for the whole state.
No, they're down there, but the Miami Beach is not. Just, Miami Beach
not Miami Beach, north of Miami.
Yeah. North of Miami, correct. But all these Jews in New York,
you used to live there, right? I forgot.
I lived in Boca Raton for 16 years.
Yeah, a lot of it's changed now.
I worked in Miami every day.
A lot of it's changed.
But I know it has. But they're not like us, Mark. They don't like us. The Jewish people in New York, believe it or not, don't like people like you and I.
Oh, they hate
don't
me.
Like you because you go to Israel and you speak at jns.org, and I go to Israel and I care about Israel. They don't like us. They care about their homes in Hicks Hills and Deal and Cherry Hill. They care about their Saturday morning Shabbat breakfast on the Fifth Avenue Synagogue. They don't like Jews like Mark Levin and Sid Rosenberg. The strong Jews, the ones that'll make sure 1,000 years from now we're still around. They don't like us.
All right, my brother. Strong American Jews, because a lot of these people don't support our country either. It's very disconcerting. Sid, keep it up, baby. Fantastic show, fantastic friend. God bless you, man.
Hey, On Power is great. I love you, Mark Levin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sid. On Power. Sid likes my book. There you are.